Recently I got these sandals and I tested them out for the first time outside a couple days ago. I was able to walk 5 kilometers comfortably, which means they are officially my new warm weather favorite. And here are some late spring / early summer outfits I am really excited about. So all this week, the weather forecast is the high 20s to low 30s Celsius. So it's a perfect time to start wearing these. I'm going to wear this outfit to the beach right now. I mean, obviously without the leather jacket though, as this top is actually a one-piece bathing suit. The forecast for this week is really warm and a part of me really wants to go down south. I mean, not as far as Denmark, but maybe somewhere like Margaret River or Dunsborough. I did just take a break, so I'm mindful of that. Definitely need to focus on work for a little while now. But you know what? Maybe if I get a lot done in the next couple days, I might head down there, you never know. Maybe I'll just go ahead and reward myself, which is something I have gotten a lot better at doing these days. And so should you, frankly. Well, I was thinking it would be fun to pull a tarot card. I am a woman of symbols. I've always been excited about symbolism. I'm sure we can find something of relevance for us here today. I always find something a little helpful in tarot play. Hopefully you can as well. So, this is my deck. I got this from a Roma woman in Paris in, I'm gonna say, a long time ago. No, seriously, what was the year? 2010 maybe? 2010 or 2011. I got these in Paris at a flea market. So this card is going to be for all of us at this time. And I'm hoping you can find something here that resonates with you. So what I'd like you to do is focus with me. Join me in a moment, a quick moment of silence as we focus on trying to find a card that will help guide us at this time. Okay, are you ready? The way I pull it out is the way we're reading it, so I'm giving it to you first. The Hermit. The Hermit upright. As much as I like to play with these cards, I'm not very good at understanding the meaning of them. So sit with me for a moment as I read through the meaning of the Hermit upright. The Hermit shows that you are taking a break from everyday life to draw your energy and attention inward and find the answers you seek deep within your soul. The Hermit often appears when you are at a pivotal point in your life and considering a new direction. Through meditation, contemplation, and self-examination, you may begin to reevaluate your personal goals and change your overall course. Finally, the Hermit may appear in your life as a spiritual mentor here to raise your vibration and enhance your consciousness. So I am just coming out of my Hermit era, and this period of rest really was extremely pivotal for me, and it certainly helped me to recover from all the adventures of the past year or longer, maybe even. There had been a lot of changes over the last few years, including pretty massive world events, myself moving around quite a lot, removing things from my life, and then finally over this last year finding this place and deciding to settle down, basically to feel a sense of place and belonging for the first time in a really long time, that I actually want to commit to for the long term, because it has been my dream to live in this area for as long as I can remember, and now we've done it. Something that I reflected over a lot during my Hermit winter, above all else, above everything else in this life, if you want things to feel good, you have to make them feel good on the inside first. On the inside of yourself, I mean. Because it really doesn't matter how many times you achieve your goals, how many times you arrive in the place you've always wanted to arrive in, if you can't allow that energy in, and if you can't accept that, if you can't accept the gifts of the universe, then really it doesn't make that much of a difference. If you show up in the world in the exact same way that you did 5 years ago before you were able to achieve these goals, what's the point? You're always going to be chasing something new, you're always going to be looking for something new, and nothing is ever going to really fulfill you. So I guess part of my activities over my Hermit winter was to figure out how exactly to make this real for myself. Like you achieve a goal, how do you then get that feeling of, I've elevated my life, wow, this is so exciting? And that does come down to inner work. And now a word from today's video sponsor, Squarespace. I would not be where I am today had I not started writing my first blog. The thing that divides ideas and dreams and the reality of those ideas and dreams is action. Starting your own web space might be the simplest step that you can take today towards building your dream life. And it might be just an hour of your life that creates this change in your reality. If you head to www.squarespace.com right now, you can start a free trial. The AI that Squarespace uses will help you choose a template that is best for what you are trying to achieve. And from there, you can customize this template further to make it look exactly like your vision. The Squarespace interface is easy and straightforward to use. You do not need to know any programming language. Squarespace offers many opportunities for you to connect with your audience through integrating social media, email campaigns, as well as detailed audience analytics. You can also enable Squarespace payments to manage all of your payments in one place. Squarespace has an awesome offer for you today. To get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain name, all you need to do is go to www.squarespace.com, start your free trial, and when you are ready to launch, use this here URL. The first and foremost issue that many of us have with being happy, if that's what you want to call it, or feeling a sense of contentment or joy, basically being able to accept in what has been given to us, whether that be literally accepting the money, accepting the home, accepting the love. It really comes down to switching off a lot of the noise, learning to sit with it and learning to amplify that feeling. Because I am someone who has achieved many of my goals. I dreamt up this life for myself and now I'm living it. I'm sitting here in this perfect little apartment with my polished concrete floor. Have I ever told you that all I've ever wanted was a seaside cube with a polished concrete floor? And look at me in this beautiful cream turtleneck. Every time I achieved something, I would be like, okay, well now I've got to, and I don't know if it's just because I'm Eastern European. I have had to figure out how to make that actually hit inside my mind and soul. Like, wow, I have made this happen without sort of going, okay, well, what's next thing? Because that is how I've done it. And I think that's how most other people feel as well. They'll achieve some great thing. And, you know, they've worked so long to achieve this thing, and maybe they've been studying for 3 years and they finally get the degree. Maybe, you know, they've jumped through all these hoops to get this dream job. They've worked for years on making their perfect wardrobe or making the perfect friend group, but then they're still not 100% satisfied. I don't think I'm the only one who has had that feeling in the past. One of the things that you really do need to do is to set boundaries with other people, obviously, and what you do with your time, obviously, but also like with yourself, like with the chatter that's going on in your mind. For example, if you would not tolerate someone rude at work, or if you would not tolerate your boss asking you to do things when it's the weekend, or if you would not tolerate a friend treating you a certain way, a partner acting towards you in a certain way, why would you then sit there accepting your own defeatist thoughts and your own negative thoughts, your own limiting thoughts? Why would you conspire against yourself by doing things that take away from your own positive energy? Why would you disperse all of your energy on social media when you can be garnering it to do something else? I think we live in this Gen Z world where everyone wants to say everything they're feeling and thinking, and that's kind of become the I don't know, the norm, I feel like, with a lot of people now. Oh, I don't like that thing, or I don't like this thing. And why are we allowing that in? And why are we sitting there, and why are we reading that? Why are we listening to that? A People are very vocal about what they don't like and what someone did to them and how someone looked at them wrong and blah, 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 blah. TikTok is just sad stories about people's feelings being hurt. Before you set the boundary of, okay, I would not accept that from another person, like where's the boundary you set within yourself? Like, you would not allow that from another person, and yet you would sit there and focus on that thing and obsess about that thing and talk about that thing and amplify that thing, thus completely sabotaging your own ability to live a peaceful life. That's one of the things that I have learnt this year. There's no such thing as your brain is just like, oh, everything's good now. You know, I think most people don't have this experience of your mind just being predisposed to say, oh, a good thing happened, now everything is great. Like, I think our brains are designed to constantly be active, and we can train them to have the thoughts we want them to have. One of your boundaries needs to be, okay, what are the things I'm saying to myself? What are the things I'm doing with my time that do not help me or sabotage me in some way? I don't know. I wonder if people realize that they can do that, or even that they deserve it, and that to some extent you can control it. Like, you can choose when you're ruminating about something. I know it's not easy, baby. I know it's not easy, because hey, hello, I do it too. You can be ruminating about something you don't like or something that went wrong, but at what point do you say, okay, the thing that happened that is wrong is now over, and now I am just amplifying it, I am just focusing on it, and I am just repeating it and making it bigger in my mind and in my memory and in my experience. Part of this whole energy talk that I love to do, I love to talk about energy here, isn't just what you surround yourself with and what you wear and where you go, what you eat. It's also like the brain food. It's also the realizing that you deserve better than listening to your own sad story over and over and over and over again on repeat. And in fact, I have been doing this thing lately where I have been obsessing about things that are good in the day. So if I walk to the beach, I'm used to the beach. I see the beach every day. It's one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I've put so much energy and work into finally living at this beautiful beach, or not very far from this very beautiful beach. And yet I am walking past this beautiful beach, not really focusing on how amazing it is. It's like, no, I'm doing it wrong. Now that I'm here, instead of thinking about what someone said or someone did, I need to be focusing on, wow, this beach is amazing. I need to stand there. I need to go touch the sand. I need to play with the sand. I need to focus on how good the water looks, on how nice it feels. And then later on, if those thoughts start creeping in again, what I start to do is I start listing, okay, this is the amazing stuff I saw today. Do you know, yesterday I was in the city doing this 5-kilometer walk in those sandals, and I saw a butterfly. I saw a monarch butterfly in Northbridge, in Perth City. I was amazed. Where does a monarch butterfly come from? In Northbridge. And so instead of just saying to myself, oh yeah, a butterfly, and just, continuing to walk with my regular thoughts, I was like, no, that's special. That is not something you see commonly. And I decided to just think about that over and over and over again through my day. And in the evening, when I was falling asleep, I thought, okay, what are some amazing things that I experienced today? And I thought of that butterfly. So I think if you watch this channel, it's because you're meant to be here, and we speak to each other on a certain level. From the energy that I give, you get something as well, just in the same way that I get something energetically from you when you write in the comments, for example. Everything in this world is about energy exchange. Everything in this world is about what you really focus on, and that becomes the sum of your life. Like, what did you focus on? What did you amplify? And what did you try to shrink and remove from your life? And I'm of a certain age now where I'm like, okay, we don't have that many years left. How do I want my good, healthy years to look? I just want to have as many good, happy days and as many joyful moments as I possibly can. I feel like if you're here with me, maybe you're looking for that as well. And I hope what I said to you resonates, helps you find that in some way. So a few videos ago, I mentioned that I was a little bit obsessed with bubblegum pink, and I'd been thinking about how I could incorporate this color into my decor. Because let's be real, my place is very minimal, isn't it? And so while I'm not 100% convinced that I could live with a feature wall, I did go out and find some paint swatches that matched my inspiration. The title text of this here issue of Vogue Living. I'm sitting with these swatches, anticipating, waiting to see if any sort of inspiration or commitment to this idea will eventuate. As soon as the warm weather arrives, I come alive. This year, I truly had a winter hibernation where I really just rested. I did not do a whole lot. I certainly didn't go traveling overseas. You know, I didn't even really go out much. The winter was more about consolidation, resting, and recovering. And now that the weather is thawing out, I'm starting to feel bored. And that's a sign usually to me that I've rested enough. So I welcome a little bit of boredom. It's a good sign in my opinion. But yeah, I am starting to feel really excited about just going out and doing things, going on adventures. As soon as the warmer weather arrives, I instantly become a lot more social. I spend a lot more time outside, and I mean, I already spend a lot of time outside, but I want to do everything outside. And actually on a day like today, even when I do have to stay in and do several hours of work, many hours of work, it really helps if I can just get out there for a few minutes even. See, a warm day doesn't really feel like a real day unless you have felt the sun on your skin.